Hey, I'm Bro. Welcome to Peace Out Kitchen. It's been a little while since I've had a video. All my help is tied up in college. They all got jobs and whatnot. So everyone's free today, so I decided to throw a video together. We're going to make some homemade beef jerky. It's going to be a little different than I'm sure you can imagine, but you know that's the way Peace Out Kitchen is. It's unusual. Stuff's easy. You know, you're not going to see any fog rot in a Peace Out Kitchen. What else about Peace Out Kitchen? Nothing's changed since the last time you've been here. We got a new fridge, but that's probably all. But as in the Peace Out Kitchen in the past, everything's quick and easy to make. And since I am the leader, the head, the El Capitan, the king of the Peace Out Kitchen, I don't do any dishes. So now, we've gone over the rules. Let's get started.
Hey King, when you're done with that, the toilet needs to be fixed.
Hey, turn that off. You're gonna ruin my reputation. Okay, so to make the beef jerky, you have to figure out what kind of meat you want to use. I always use the flank steak because you're gonna have to cut this real thin and in pieces to get it dried properly. And with the striations of the meat here, you're gonna be able to just cut real thin strips, and it works out real well. Now, I could just start cutting this now into thin strips, but this meat is fresh. I just pulled it out of the refrigerator. I trimmed off some of the fat. You want to do that because we're not going to cook this meat. So any of the fat that's here, it's going to be there later. It's not going to cook out. So I trimmed up as much fat as I could. It's too soft, actually, to cut into fine strips. You're just going to pull and tear the meat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in this Ziploc bag and throw it in the freezer. And I'm going to throw it in there for about an hour and a half, no more than that. I found out through experience that an hour is not quite enough, and an hour and a half, hour 15 minutes is just about perfect. So let me throw this in this bag. I'm going to put it in the freezer for about an hour and a half, and I'll see you then. It's been about an hour and 15 minutes later. I just took this meat out of the freezer. It's still slightly pliable, but it's pretty hard. Now I'm going to want to cut real small strips. Now the grain of the meat's going this way here, so I want to cut with the grain here, and you want to cut just real small tiny strips, because we're going to dry these out, and the fatter the strips are, the harder it is to dry them out. Another thing, as you're cutting this, you want to just make one solid swipe through it. You don't want to start sawing this, because if you start sawing it, it's just going to break up, and you're just going to have shreds like that piece right there. But just take your time, try to get it as thin as you can cut it here, and that's really going to help you when it comes time for your drying to get them nice and dry, and to make them all dry at the same time. Because I've had times before where I've kind of cut some a little fatter than others, and then when it comes drying time, a lot of them are done, but then you got to keep drying some of the fatter pieces, and it's more convenient just to have them all the same, and they'll be done at the same time. Alright, so we got our pile of meat all cut up. As I was going through the meat, cutting it, there was a big vein of fat that was running in the middle that I couldn't see, so I took a little time and kind of dissected that out, just because I don't like a lot of fat in my meat. Alright, so now we could throw these on some kind of dryer, in a dehydrator, whatever, and start drying this, but it would have no flavor. So we're going to add a little flavor with this. So the bag that you use to put in the freezer, just dump this meat back in the bag here. I think one of my camera people just walked in. I have a cup of Worcestershire and a cup of soy sauce, so 2 cups here, and I got 3 cloves of garlic all smashed up. I'm just going to throw that in there, and I'm just going to dump it all in here. Now in this little dry container here, I got some pepper, about a tablespoon of pepper, a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of red pepper flakes, and a tablespoon of onion powder. Don't use onion salt because there's plenty of salt in here already. You don't want to add salt to the thing. I'm going to add a little sweet to what we got going on here. So I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of honey in here. As you can tell, I'm very exact when I do things. It's very important to be exact. A little bit of liquid smoke, maybe about a tablespoon. Don't go too wild on this because this can overpower things sometimes. And I'm going to add a little heat, not only with the red pepper flakes, but with this Sriracha sauce. Now, I don't know if you've had this before, but it's pretty hot. Gives you kind of a nice sweet chili flavor at first, and then the heat kicks in. So don't go too wild with that either. So just kind of get everything all wet and mixed up here. What you're going to want to do is put this in the fridge for at least 4 hours, I would think. Overnight would be pretty good. The longer you leave it in there, the more flavor it gets, but just beware that there's a lot of salt in here, so the longer you leave it in, the saltier your jerky's going to taste. So let me throw this in the fridge. I'm probably planning on about 4 or 5 hours, and then I'll be back and go on with the drying process, which will be pretty wild. All right, later. All right, we're back now. This is where it starts getting kind of weird. I got the meat drained. I put it in a strainer and drained. I didn't rinse it or anything. So we got choices here. We can put this on the grill to dry it out. We could put it in the oven. You could have some kind of fancy meat dehydrator, which I don't have. So I'm going to use what I got. I got a fan here, and I got some furnace filters. And what we're going to do is basically we're going to put this meat on these furnace filters. We're going to tie it down, and then we're going to turn the fan on, and it's going to dry out the meat. If you use this on these furnace filters, these are just cheap ones. I got a pack of 3 for $7. And these are like cellulose. These are paper filters. They make fiberglass filters. Don't get the fiberglass filters. You don't want to eat fiberglass in your food. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is just take this meat and just set it on here. Don't overlap. Just keep it, single file. And it is going to take about 12 to 16 hours to dry this out. I'm going to turn it on high, let it run. After about 7 or 8 hours, I'm going to come and I'm going to have probably 2 or 3 racks of this stuff, and I'm going to rotate it around because the bottom one will always dry out before the other ones, and then we'll check it out. Probably be pretty good. Alright, we got the final setup here. We got a couple racks of the beef jerky, rack and a rack. Now we're going to take another rack and set it on top just to kind of hold everything in place. I've seen people do it before with the fan standing upright. I've tried that and all my jerkies just fell down to the bottom. So I've set it up with some things so we can get some air going underneath. I'm just going to take this bungee and just kind of wrap it just tight enough to hold everything. It's about 10 o'clock at night and this thing's going to run all night on high. Let me plug it in and make sure this doesn't fly off and I got beef jerky all over the room. Bam! There we go, looking good. The house is going to smell like beef jerky all night. And I'll see you in the morning when it's done. It took about 12 hours in the fan. It's got a real nice taste. You can taste the Worcestershire when you first start chewing it, and then you get kind of that hot sauce flavor from that Sriracha hot sauce. It's a little spicy, but everyone who's tried it so far really liked it. That's the first time I've used that Sriracha sauce. I've used hot sauce before, but this actually comes out a little better. So we got another video done. Like I said, it's been a while since we've done some. Oh, just let me say, just keep it in an airtight container. I would assume it'll last maybe a couple weeks. This won't last 3 or 4 days. Everyone will pretty much clean that one up, so it won't last too long once you get it. So if you're just checking this out for the first time, check out some of my other videos. Subscribe, leave comments, whatever. That's what YouTube's all about. So until next time, this is Bro from the Peace Out Kitchen. Peace.